Dearest reader, you will never believe what happened last night.
Mommy.
What?
It was a scandal that today all the town will be talking about.
I need you.
I'm busy being British.
This author just cannot believe what she heard.
I'm here, Mommy.
Why, hello. My name's Bea, and this is Mama Needs to Read Romance and do a terrible job with a British accent because I'm just too excited about this Historical Romance Readathon TBR video. I promise the rest of this video will be in my native accent. Who's got 2 thumbs and is really excited about the Historical Romance Readathon? This gal right here. I've even got my shirt, which I will link below, as well as the names of all the booktubers that are also doing this collab video all about our Historical Romance Readathon TBRs. There is so much fun to be had, folks. I have a link right here if you wanted to learn more about the Readathon. I will also have links to everything you could possibly want Readathon related in my description box. What am I going to be reading for this Historical Romance Readathon? I'm going to start with the books that I'm definitely going to be reading, and then the further on we get down the line, the more it's going to be me going, I hope to get to these. Why? Both my boys are starting school in the month of August, and I'm gonna have my 3-year-old gal with me the entire time. So I'm gonna be reading around them and their schedules, and it will be crazy. Couldn't be more excited to read as much as humanly possible. Let's just get to it. I've become obsessed with Kate Bateman recently. I've been loving her books so much. There are 2 books left in the Ruthless Rival series, and I am going to be reading this one, Wicked Game, as well as this last one, which was just published recently, Desert Island Duke. 2 rival families are going to be battling it out, and I have a feeling that the hate to love trope will be in full effect for both of these books. Can't wait to finish this series in the month of August. Stacey Reid's book, An Earl to Remember, is coming out in August. I'm really excited about it, but it's book 2 of the series. You know what I gotta read first? Book 1. I just got this at a used bookstore the other day for 75 cents. It's the first book in the series, so I'm going to be reading this one before getting into this one. I love Stacey Reid so much, and to start a new series by her is just a thrill. Speaking of books coming out in August that I cannot wait to get into, August 22nd has several books to offer. This one I'm really excited about, especially because I'm part of Team Protector with those strong females that know how to handle their business. We have book 3 of the Hell's Bell series, Knockout. I really enjoyed the first 2 books in the series. Cannot wait for the 3rd. Another book that's coming out on August 22nd takes us even further back in time, Teach the Torches to Burn. Now, this is an MM romance that is a new spin on Romeo and Juliet. I was so taken with this cover. I've heard so much buzz. I have never read an MM historical romance before, so I'm really excited to give this a try, and August 22nd seems like the perfect time. Speaking of trying things I've never tried before, I requested an ARC. This is One Night in Heartswood. It's coming out November 7th, but I'm going to be reading this as part of the Historical Romance Readathon. I really wanted to try all different kinds of things I've never tried before, and as I said, I've never read an MM historical romance. This looked super compelling. It's like a road trip gone wrong and looks super heartfelt, so I'm really excited to give this a try and read it months before its release date. So in the spirit of trying more new things that I've never tried before, I have never read a sapphic historical romance either. This one is so popular, there's actually a buddy read started for it on the Discord, The Perks of Loving a Wallflower. I've heard great things about this book, and I cannot wait to read it. I have never read Beverly Jenkins before, and so when I heard that there was going to be a buddy read of Indigo, which to my knowledge is one of the most beloved books ever written by Beverly Jenkins, and knowing that BIPOC, which stands for Black, Indigenous, People of Color authors, are getting extra points in this readathon, I had to join. I'm really excited to read my first Beverly Jenkins in the month of August and experience firsthand the incredibleness that is this book. I've heard so many good things about Amelie Howard, so I couldn't help myself when this ARC popped up on NetGalley. This one's also coming out in November, but I'm going to attempt to try to read it in August. It's called Never Met a Duke Like You. They said it's Clueless meets Bridgerton. Enough said. I am co-captain, if you will, of the Protector team with Joanna of XO Joe, and we are recommending books to each other for fun. We're going to vlog about it. I have chosen for her, again, The Magic, because my specialty is more historical romance. Her background is more fantasy, so she chose chose for me a historical fantasy romance called Once Upon a Broken Heart. She says I'm going to love it. I am super excited. Thanks, Joanna. I've read so much Lisa Kleypas, it's not even funny, but they've all been either Wallflowers, Hathaways, or Ravenels. I want to read a Lisa Kleypas standalone, and so I am going with Suddenly You. It's one of the most beloved books ever written by Lisa Kleypas. I've heard so much about this, but really have very little knowledge of what it's even about, but I'm excited to go in blind, quite frankly. So yes, this is my first ever Lisa Kleypas standalone, and I couldn't think of a better time to read it than for the Historical Romance Readathon. And in the spirit of being a tough protector, I had to read another book from the Wicked Women of Whitechapel series by Minerva Spencer. I fell in love with book 2. Recently, you may remember The Dueling Duchess. When that came out, I went on and on about it, but I never did read the very first one in the series, The Boxing Baroness. So I am going to be listening to that one, which I really wanted to do because the second book references the first book quite a bit and really intrigued me. So I cannot wait to go back and visit the exciting events that were only touched upon in the second book. I've heard great things about Cat Sebastian, and knowing that LGBTQIA+ authors are getting extra points in this readathon, I got this at the used bookstore the other day and I thought, oh my gosh, it's fate. This is a queer romance, never read that either. The Perfect Crimes of Marion Hayes. This is also described as a cozy historical romance, which of course caught my eye immediately. I can't wait to give this a try. It looks humorous, it looks fun. I cannot wait to try this one out. I have a confession. It's a dark secret. I've never read the Bridgerton series, and I've never read the prequel series to the Bridgerton series, which is The Rokespies. I thought before I get into the Bridgerton series, it would be fitting for me to read the 4 books that come before the Bridgerton series. We shall see how many of the books I get to. I'm hoping to get through all 4, but let's wait and see. The books include Book 1, Because of Miss Bridgerton, Book 2, The Girl with the Make-Believe Husband, Book 3, First Comes Scandal, and Book 4, The Other Miss Bridgerton. Well, those were my books. That's my TBR, folks. Maybe I'll pick something else. Maybe I'll get through all of these. We'll just have to wait and see. I have no idea. I want to know, what are you reading? Are any of the things I mentioned things that you've read before or things you're planning to read for this readathon? Do let me know. And also don't forget to check the description box for all of the other fabulous booktubers who are getting in on the fun. We're gonna have such a blast. I cannot wait. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying whatever you are reading, especially if it's historical romance. Until next time, thanks so much. Take care. Bye.